Hey everybody, welcome back to another Slimefun Field tutorial with your host Boomer, and today we are here in part 3 of LiteXpansion. This is the final wrap-up episode today. We have about 8 things that we're going to go through to complete this add-on. We've covered power generation, we've covered power storage, we've covered a number of tools. Today we're going to cover a number of machines. That's right. First and foremost, we're going to start with the food synthesizer. This is like walking around with an electronic refrigerator that's tied right into you. It's pretty awesome. It does need to be charged, so you can use either the MFE, the MFSU, the charging bench, or any other charging item. For us today, we're going to simply do SF charge. So 100 joule charge. Every few seconds that your food is low, you're going to receive a boost. And if I remember correctly, at every feeding from the synthesizer, we're going to get a 5 joule charge. Yep. So we were 5 levels down, 5 little individual, whatever those things are called. And it completely restored us. Now, we'll see if the hearts bleeds any of that back down. But the nice thing is, okay, so it just did, right? We just saw it right click. Yeah, actually, there was another one in the middle that apparently I even missed. And there goes one more. But now that we're fully fed, if you're walking a long distance, you're going out into the world for resource hunting, you want to check out your map, you're going to go look for a village, having one of these is pretty cool because you can go a pretty long way on 100 joules worth of food. I really like this thing. All right, so our next couple of machines, we're going to borrow a little bit of help from LiteXpansion simply by providing some cobble. A lot of you might have heard the term UUU Matter. There's been a lot of talk about it lately in the LiteXpansion channel on one of the Slimefun Discords. So we want to really show you how well this works. We're going to have a couple of machines here. We've got the recycler, we have the mass fabricator, and ultimately the UUU crafter. So let's begin first by giving myself a cargo manager and get this started. So what we're going to do is we're going to pull cobble from here, and we're going to have it come into the recycler, which is going to turn it into scrap. From there, the scrap's going to go into the mass fabricator and become UUU Matter. And then from here, the UUU Matter will become this recipe. Now, to see all UUU Matter recipes, go into your guide, and you'll see it right on page 2. We chose the diamond recipe because what else would I be scrapping cobblestone for but to make diamonds? So let's turn this on and let's kind of watch this as it progresses. All right, so in our recycler, cobble is constantly being pumped in here. Every few seconds, we're getting another scrap, which works its way over into the mass fabricator. Here it comes in. So you can see we have a long way to go. If I remember correctly, it is 200 scrap for 1 UUU Matter. Now, it sounds like a lot, right? But when you think about it, if it takes 9 UUU Matter to make diamonds, that means with 1,800 cobblestone, I can make a diamond. That's a pretty fair trade considering all you got to do is power the darn thing and let it run. That's it. So ultimately, when I get enough UUU Matter, it'll start populating in here. Now, I've laid out the pattern. You do have to click this to start it. So when it's green, as UUU Matter comes in, when it hits 9, it'll craft it. So let's do this. Let's give myself UUU Matter. Whoops, not crafter, Matter. All right, so we'll keep all but 1 back. So when we got 8 coming in, it'll hold off. But as soon as number 9 comes in, boom, we now have ourselves a diamond. Really cool. Now, power requirements for this is pretty big. All right, so let's go back and look at these machines a little bit. I do want to touch on this. Whoops, not the recipes, the machines. There we go. All right. The recycler, 400 joules a second, 200 per tick. It does hold a tick and a half or 3 tick buffer. So if you lose power, it's going to stop relatively quick. The mass fabricator, same thing. The buffer is 3 ticks or a second and a half. 33,332 joules per second. So we are tearing through a lot of juice. But again, you automate this. You walk away from it. Boom. For those of you who play Infinity Expansion, think about what it takes to power an Infinity panel, or all the resources that it goes in to make that. So to me, to be able to convert excess cobble into diamonds, and by the way, all of the recipes in the guide here, these are all configurable by the server admin. Any and all of these can be changed. You want to have UUU Matter make Infinity Expansion void panels? Go right ahead. Oh heck, have it make Infinity reactors. You can do any of those things. You can have it make, and I highly recommend that you don't, by the way. But you can anything. These recipes have been in here, if I remember well, she said somewhere around 1 point something or other, and it wasn't a double digit. Something like 1.4, 1.5, I can't remember. They've been in here for a long time. So clearly, there's room to add new items, and there's room to update these a little bit. The big things that really stick out for me that I would probably be using besides diamond, just on by default, could be coal. Definitely ink sacs for me because I do use a lot of black ink. Lava buckets for sure. And sticky resin because you can turn it into rubber into plastic sheets using for Android items. And I guess for me too, if I need it in a pinch, some mycelium. But lots of possibilities here. All right, let's keep moving. What is a macerator? You know, I think I mentioned this in the previous episode that if you don't understand what something is, Google.com is your best friend. Search what a macerator is. But I'll tell you what, for the purposes of today, let's show you what a macerator is. All right, so let's get back into our machines. Well, the guy doesn't really tell you much. That's par for the course. Again, everything is learnable if you just put forth some effort. So let's figure out, what does a macerator look like? Okay, this should be your clue. The two slots on the left are input, the two slots on the right are the output. Once you learn what a macerator does, it doesn't take long to figure out what it's going to do. Let's stick in a bone. A few seconds later, what are we going to get? We should get some bone meal. And I love it, it's 4-to-1, same as the ore grinder. So it's very consistent. Runs about the same pace as a level, I think it's a level 1 ore grinder, maybe a level 2. What about wool? What could wool give us? No wonder. Oh, hey, string. All right, let's see. Let's try something else here. Now, this one I have not tried. I don't know if coal is going to give us anything or not. It is. Experiment. Now, if you really want, you can cheat. You can go online, look at the code, and find everything. But we do need coal dust in LiteXpansion. So it's good to know that all of that's available. If you really want to find that list, it's on the website. You can go through Walshy and Panda's GitHub, and you could find all those. Play around. It's a little bit more fun learning. I didn't know coal worked in Macerator, so I just learned something new today. All right, let's move on with the refined smeltery. Now, the machines, one of the big things that I hear a complaint about, it's one of the few machines that can't be automated. I don't have an issue with it. What's wrong with putting forth just a little bit of effort? Now, there are some things that you can do to semi-automate this process and make it go a little bit faster. And that would go for the refined smeltery as well as the metal forge and the manual mill. First of all, an output chest works with all of them. Let's give ourselves some flint and steel. All right, let's see, let's do iron. We'll do iron ingot, we'll do 9. Now, you could probably set this up to where a dispenser with flint and steel could light the block below it, just like we can automate the iron and diamond blocks in the manual mill and the metal forge. Sorry, I forgot the name of it. So the same process would work. But flint and steel, if we have iron in here, we can right-click it, it processed it, and our refined iron should be back here. So you can use the output chest. It will not work with the automatic ignition chamber. It's set to just not do that. Now, you cannot put netherrack down here and expect it to work as well. It will not stay lit. One and done, coded that way, No way around it. You're stuck with it. So again, let's talk about the metal forge and the manual mill. Did the exact same machine, guys. I wonder how many of you have this set up as two different machines, knowing that they are the exact same recipe. The difference is what block do you place below the dispenser. I'm going to show you how to automate this as best as I possibly can. Now, there is no right or wrong way. You can do this any way you want. We're going to take the block placer and we're going to fill it with diamond blocks, except for one for my automatic start. We're going to grab an observer, and there may be cleaner ways to do this. I don't care. I simply want to show you what's possible. Okay, let's have the signal go into a block, and we do need a 2-tick pulse to fire a dispenser. So this is a real simple way to do it. Okay, we're all loaded up. Let's see, diamond metal forge. What thorium? There we go. Let's thorium. Let's grab 64 real quick. Get it in there. Oh, I had some in there. Okay, good. Okay, so this one requires you to place either an iron block or a diamond block below it. If you replace it down here with an iron block, it's a manual mill. If you place a diamond block, well, it's a metal forge. So let's start this off here. We've got a diamond block. All right, let's right click. Now what's going to happen is the diamond block is going to get consumed. The observer will detect that, fire the pulse, get extended, refire a diamond block. Now when a diamond block comes back, the same thing will happen, but because there's no space in front of it, the dispenser won't do anything. Try that again. There we go. So did it actually fire? We have thorium plate, and we have 63 thorium. And I don't have a hazmat suit on, so I'm pretty sure I'm dead. All right, we'll stop that for the moment just to make sure. Oh, yeah, I had thorium in me. Gosh darn it. Get rid of it. Okay. So same thing. Right click, the diamond gets consumed, another one gets dispensed. So I could sit here and hold right click, and through my radiation effect window here, you can see that that diamond block at the bottom is being consumed and replaced. And look at this. We've already cleared through 20 thorium. So now we have ourselves 21, the one I did earlier, thorium plates. Very simple, fully automatable with the exception of having to sit here and hold right click. The same process will work over here. Instead of placing diamond blocks, you simply place flint and steel and light the block in front of it as well. All right, and we have one other machine we're going to talk about today. It'll be the cargo configurator. This allows you, if you're setting up a very large Slimefun dust farm, this is where this fits in well, is when you need to have a number of nodes on the exact same configuration. If you're doing 1 or 2, it's not really worth it. If you're doing 30, absolutely. All right, so to get this to work, right click a node. It will copy how is the node set up. So let's look at this one. Okay, we're on channel 1. We'll turn on round robin, blacklist. So let's grab it. Let's right click the node. Okay, we've copied it. Now to place it onto another node, we're going to left click. So now you'll see round robin, blacklist, channel 1, but this was on channel 2 before we started. Now, if I need to clear the configurator's setup, I need to shift right click, and that will erase whatever configuration was in here, so that way I don't accidentally apply it to the wrong thing. Now, one thing it will not do is place items from your inventory into the node. You're still going to have to do that. Okay, but it does allow you, especially if you're like on channel 8 or 9 right in the middle and you need to blacklist and or round robin, that will allow you to set up a lot of nodes a whole lot faster at least, and then you can worry about getting the items into the node. So guys, this wraps up LiteXpansion. I got to tell you, this has been fun. I'm so glad that you guys asked to move the tutorials in this manner. We are going to be continuing with that, and we're going to apply the same principle with Nova and Craftery where applicable. Now, they are two very unique plugins that we've added on our other series that we're going to be having our first episode here very shortly, hopefully before the weekend's over. And I'm really excited to show you what they have to offer. But for now, we're going to wrap up LiteXpansion. We'll have another new tutorial coming for you next week. But as always, when you're playing Slimefun, you got to go boomer or you got to go home. We'll see you later.